Well, it's been a few weeks since the release, and it's already earned over $125 million to date at the box office. I felt compelled to give you my thoughts on the underdog blockbuster film with a budget of only $14 million. As I record this, The Sound of Freedom is in third place after weekend sales, beating out Mission Impossible, Transformers, and Indiana Jones 5, all with significantly higher budgets from their massive Hollywood studio parents. Have you seen The Sound of Freedom? Is this a QAnon-adjacent film, as some people say, only for right-wing extremists and fanatics who want to watch it? Is that what it is? Men with hero complexes go to this, see this movie? People who live in some fantasy land with demons and leftists under every rock? Only ultra-MAGA Republicans who don't understand the real world? Or is this a movie about something real, something more, something bigger, something better? Is this our Uncle Tom's Cabin? A book was written in the 1800s. That book exposed the heinous evils of chattel slavery in the middle of the heinous evil of chattel slavery. Time will tell if this is our Uncle Tom's Cabin. This industry is number one. It's number one in its fastest growing international crime network, the fastest growing one the world has ever seen. It boasts $150 billion in revenue every year. This juggernaut of illegal activity involves a network of twisted adults and unwilling children that spans the globe. Sound of Freedom is a film that stars Jim Caviezel, who is also in The Passion of the Christ, movies like Savannah and The Count of Monte Cristo. Released on the 4th of July, just a few weeks ago. The film pushes the envelope hard in the right direction, shining the light on a very uncomfortable topic for polite company. After spending some years, almost 5, in post-production limbo at the hands of 20th Century Fox via Disney, Angel Studios was able to purchase the film back, take the ball, and dash all the way to the national theatrical end zone for a game-winning touchdown. Upon viewing this film in the theater, I was struck by many things, one of which was the production quality, which is truly amazing. Furthermore, the acting is indeed superb. It's not some cheesy, low-budget film. The suspense thriller is, in fact, that very suspenseful. It was marketed by some as a conservative thriller by Ben Shapiro and Glenn Beck, among others. But is it only for conservatives? Do you have to be a Republican or a conservative to hate children being kidnapped and sex trafficked against their wills? At least, I think you don't have to be. Although, don't ask Rolling Stone that. The film is based on a true story by federal agent Tim Ballard, a husband and father of 6, who serves as Homeland Security Special Agent in a border town of Calexico, California. A brief summary tells of the film with Ballard and other agents busting a pedophile. It starts in the early evening hours. The audience sees the mustache-sporting, bad haircut-wearing perp uploading files of children to his home computer. Ballard, a seasoned veteran at this point, has seen it all, and it shows in his hardened face and steely blue eyes. After the arrest, his rookie partner, who was also on the case and busted the perp, was shaken to the core and seemingly questions everything good about the world. The young gun asks, "How many pedophiles have you caught?" Ballard replies, "Well, up to today, 288. His partner responds then, "How many kids have you found?" Nothing but silence from Ballard. This is a scene also from the trailer. But this is something of a bigger part of the film. It begins the character arc for Tim Ballard, played so brilliantly by Caviezel. The film follows Tim Ballard down to Colombia after he locates a 7-year-old boy named Miguel at the U.S.-Mexico border. Miguel was seen earlier by the audience being abducted along with his 10-year-old sister, Rosita. It was a palpable moment when Ballard opened the white van following the arrest of yet another pedophile, also sporting a mustache, and revealed 7-year-old Miguel. This emotional impact put me in tears. As a father of 4 children under 13, it was like a load of bricks crushing my chest. It was the beginning for Special Agent Ballard. This was his mission. This redemptive moment only galvanizes Ballard within the film, which opens his eyes to the greater problem of trafficking. Over a dinner of cheeseburgers and fries with young Miguel, Ballard finds out more information. He describes, that is Miguel, his older sister Rosita, and how she was torn from his arms at the hands of traffickers a few months earlier. She was still at large, trapped in the den of iniquity at the hands of pedophiles. Ballard received his marching orders, and they were not from U.S. Homeland Security. The film goes on and shows Ballard facing the federal bureaucratic back and forth from his boss, Agent Frost, played by character actor Kurt Fuller. Ballard, after much deliberation, is finally able to convince Frost to let him go on his wild goose chase to seek out young Rosita. Someone, someway, somewhere will find her in Central America and reunite her with her brother and father. As Ballard leaves his family and his wife, played by Mira Sorvino, and his home in California to go undercover, he seeks to find co-belligerents in Colombia, working off the books to end the sex trade. He embeds himself in the seedy underworld where many others are fighting tooth and claw by any means necessary to rescue children from the sexual streets. Linking up with a man named Vampiro, played by Bill Camp, also in films like 12 Years a Slave and The Joker, Ballard encounters more than he expected in this action thrill ride. In a gripping scene, Ballard and Vampiro sit discussing. Vampiro, chomping on a cigar, asks him, "What are you doing and why are you doing this?" A scene also from the trailer you might remember. Ballard replies, "Because God's children are not for sale." This scene propels Ballard even deeper, forsaking all U.S. protocols, quitting his job at U.S. Homeland Security, and going rogue, seeking out Rosita and other children trapped in this heinous evil. You will find this film very intense, and you must have to watch it if you want to know what happens. More message. The further message of the film is indeed suspenseful. It's serious, and the story is significant. It's significant enough to leave the viewer appalled at the depravity that dances just under our noses. Even in the United States, as hundreds of thousands of children are trafficked every year, this evil, this sexual trafficking evil, is not just a Central or South American problem, but a worldwide epidemic that affects thousands, hundreds of thousands of Americans. Some may wonder, why is this the case? How can people be so evil, so bad, so disgusting, so confused? A quote from the movie summarizes it well. You can sell a bag of cocaine one time, but you can sell a child 5 to 10 times a day for 10 years. The film has Christian undertones, though it's not a Christian film, so-called. There's no talking vegetables or campy acting or bad lighting or terrible sound. This is a real movie. It's raw. This is real life, at least depicted in film. This is a film that shows the world as it is, a world that Christ cares about, a world that he is redeeming, a world where men and women are called to fight evil and proclaim the truth. The message of the movie is tastefully done with the wickedness of child sex trafficking, something very difficult to do. The scenes are very well constructed, and the timing and the pace of the film leave you on the edge of your seat. A few finer details as we close. The film does not show any nudity at all. I repeat, no nudity whatsoever. There are a few scenes of women, grown women, in somewhat revealing dresses, but that's it. No sex scenes, only slight hints. There is nothing even remotely close to child pornography. There are a few instances of some curse words spoken in anger by the characters, and there is a handful of smoking and automatic weapons being fired. But again, these are done in the context of a wicked and depraved culture. It is very well done for the scenes they are in. There is little to no gore or blood. The film is rated PG-13. A few verses come to mind as we wrap up. Proverbs 24:11, rescue those who are being taken away to death, hold back those who are stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, behold, we did not know this, does not he who weighs the heart perceive it? Does not he who keeps watch over your soul know it? And will he not repay man according to his work? And of course, James 1:20 may be familiar to many. Religion that is pure and undefiled before God the Father is this, to visit orphans and widows in their affliction and keep oneself unstained from the world. I urge everyone to go see this film if you have not already. At the very least, this will shed light on the subject that few care to mention, let alone make movies about. This is one of those don't go there topics for so many in the church and in the culture, but it should not be so. Forego the bloated and woke Indiana 5 or the overtly feminist trope Barbie movie and see this movie instead. May we, the people, rise up and support the message of this film that seeks to expose the wretched and wicked works of stealing children from their homes and forcing them to do unspeakable acts by despicable adults. Join me in praying to end child sex trafficking. To God be the glory. If you found this helpful and want to see more film reviews, please like and subscribe. Thanks so much.